You're very welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good, good.
In the Boondock Saints movies, your characters are big, big drinkers. My question is, are you personally a big partier, and what's your favorite party story that you can share with a crowd of this size?
Here's the exclusive, brother. Big party stories? No, not sharing. But, no, I'm not really a big partier. I don't really drink a lot. Nothing against it. I just, every time I have alcohol, I wake up with a fucking headache. I don't know, I'm allergic to alcohol, but when I have a cocktail, I wake up the next morning and I have a hangover. I gotta have a half a glass of wine. I wake up and have a hangover. I don't know what the deal is, but obviously you guys can tell that I don't need a cocktail to be fucking off my head. You know what I mean? Like most people, like Rita's is like, and then he gets cocktails like, what's up? Rita's goes up like 2 degrees. I start at like 15, you know? Like, Juan goes to 11. Rita's like starts at 2, and he goes to 3.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. I have 2 things. One, back when I was in the service, Boondock Saints was...
Yes!
We had a lot of different movies that we watched in the barracks. Like, a lot of them were, you know, fun movies. A lot of them were violent movies. Boondock Saints was a little of both. And whenever we got together in the barracks, if somebody suggested Boondocks, that's what we watched. I just wanted to let you know that. And
I appreciate it.
Thank you. And 2, this question is kind of for my mom and for my wife, who wouldn't ask it. Which one of you really has a bigger cock?
You were speaking when I answered before you actually got the question. I said, it's very small. Who did I get you to attack? Actually, you know what? I mean, I've never once been at the urinal and looked over at Rita and said, nice dick. Nice. He's Rita's. Likewise. Say it's fucking pie.
They will thank you, Mr. Guy.
I'm wondering why your wife wants to know. Where's she at? Can you point her out so we can make fun of her? Where's she at? All right, round of applause for
Hey, tonight, brother, you handle that shit like a boss. But she's like, more saying it ain't about you, baby. What is the stupidest thing that you ever done? That I've ever done? Well, probably the first time I ever did something, I realized, okay, that I was fucking stupid. Where I really had a dawning, like an epiphany, a eureka moment. I was 9 years old, and I went to a Foghat concert. Stone blue, rock and roll, show hair. Stone, you know, Foghat, right? And you know, my mom gave me an extra $5 to go on a concert teacher. I was 8 or 9, and back then you could do that. It wasn't like dangerous. I come from a small town in Texas, and so my mom went to the Coliseum, the Houston Coliseum, and she waited outside the whole time. I went in by myself, and I watched because I was into rock and roll since I was a kid. First thing I ever asked for by name was the Elvis Comeback Special, the album. First thing I ever asked for as a kid. So I was into music my whole life. And so I went to see Foghat night. She gave me an extra $5, and so I got me a Foghat t-shirt, and completely just naive to the core, you know, because I come from a small town. I came out and I was just, oh, Mom, I was going to tell my mom all about the concert. And I think I was 8 years old. And this big kid, probably 15, came up. He's like, hey, man, can I see your shirt? And I was like, yeah. And I handed it to him. The motherfucker turned and ran. Well, one of my claims to fame is I won the Junior Olympics in track when I was 9 years old. Yeah, no racial shit, but I was the only white guy in the finals. It was like Richard Rodgers and Sean Patrick. Is that fucking right? That's a white guy. Okay. All right. So I turned around and I ran this motherfucker down. I ran all the way around the Coliseum by Brays Bayou. no lights or anything, and I tackled this motherfucker. This motherfucker on the concrete, boom, face planted, slid for about 8 feet. I grabbed my fog hat t-shirt, and I'll never forget the look in that guy's face. That motherfucker turned and looked at me like, you. What? And that was when I knew, like, oh, that was fucking stupid. This is a big kid, a lot bigger than me, and he's gonna fuck me up. I was fucking petrified. I'd love to make it sound like macho, like I handled the shit. No. My bottom lip was fucking, tears were running up my head, and I fucking, turned, and I looked and I saw the fucking face of death in this kid. And I turned and I sprinted back to the front of the Coliseum, and I jumped in the car, bawling my fucking eyes out.
You have the shirt?
I still have that fucking shirt. And although I regret that look, I'd fucking chase that cocksucker down again.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome.
My questions are, which one of the Boondock Saints movies do you like more?
One.
Think about it for a minute. Just a little time.
Let's see. Would you work with George Lucas?
Which
Yeah.
one do you have more fun doing? The first one or the second one?
You know, you're talking about on the day, like on the set?
Yes.
Probably the second, only because we were so much closer at that point, you know? I just met Rocco on the first one, so by the time we did the second, I didn't know Rocco inside now. You know, not literally, not that. You know, you know, I mean, by the time 10 years later, we're so close, you know? We've been to each other's houses, each other's barbecues, spent time together, so on the day, it was a lot better. I mean, that makes it sound like the first one we didn't have fun. You know, the best time I've ever had working on a movie set was Boondock 2. The second, Boondock 1. The third, pretty far down. As far as like on the day, you know, because I mean, Boondocks, you tell them like off-color jokes, nothing's PC. It's like dudes being dudes, you know. It's just a really fun time.
And what is your favorite scene that didn't go and make the movies?
Ooh, wow. Ooh, man, there's a lot. God, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. My favorite scene in the films, rip the toilet out of the ground. You know, you just don't take no for an answer. They stole your brother, you know? Fucking make her like, man, fuck, my brother was a dick. Well, Russians stole your brother, you fucking rip that toilet out of the ground. But, God, there's too much to mention in outtakes. Too much. A lot of stuff, I think they should have left the mom in. I think she was I always like replay that in my mind. It's like, how does she spell cat? C-A-C-K, cat. She was a flavorful character, you know? I thought she was great. I think they should have left that in.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
Who's last in line? Raise your hand if you're last in line. You with the hat? No. Okay, you are now officially the last person in line. I could say that slower.
That's what happened to those things.
I got two questions. First is, who actually did order the whoop-ass fajitas?
Say it again.
Who actually did order the whoop-ass fajitas?
I'm Mexican. Did you not watch the film? I don't do that shit on my own. I got a fucking Mexican to do it. I got some shit to fuck up. Order the fucking fajitas.
The next one is, what's your favorite memory with Willem Dafoe?
Probably him rehearsing one line and one line only.
What was that?
The first Boondock one. Everywhere we go, he would rehearse one line. Waiter would be coming up to the table like, oh, you'll have 2 margarita pizzas and a couple of beers and a chocolate cheesecake to go. He's like, fag. Everywhere. Somebody stand next to him on the street. Funny cat, man. Funny cat. Understated cat. So it's not that you're like, oh. I'm afraid to laugh. It's fucking William.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.